Hi, this is Carla and Rick from Engage, and we're just going to answer some questions that was, I guess, proposed to us.
Proposed, eh? A band called Engage. Not engaged.
Not engaged. No D on it. So, first question is, how did you get started with music, and how did you develop your sound? You want to go first?
I get started with music because of the Beatles, when I seen the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. Then I wanted to be a Beatle and develop my sound. Well, that kind of came, I guess, when I became a big Yes fan as a teenager, and I saw Yes when I was 17, and I got inspired by Steve Howe, the guitarist for Yes. I wanted to be a lead guitarist after that, so I bought a similar guitar, ES 175 Gibson, and created my sound from that. And I wanted to have a unique sound.
And he does. And for me, I got started in music probably when I was 7 or 8. I took piano lessons because my great-grandmother was a organist in the church, and she was desperately wanted me to play piano too. So that's what I ended up doing, and traded off when I was about 12 or 13 for the acoustic guitar because it was easier to lug around on my back than a great big stand-upright piano. And as far as developing my sound, it just seemed to happen. I was jamming with a few people around high school and whatnot, and they had a little sound to them, and they played guitar a certain way. So I tried to emulate a little bit about what they did because we didn't have Google and all that stuff back then. So that's the only way I could learn, and it was few and far between even at that you'd have a chance to run into somebody. So, and next question is, what do you want people to take away from your music? You can go first because you probably think faster than me.
I guess for it to resonate with them lyrically and musically, and that they get something out of it, like we've always gotten from the music we love and we grew up listening to. In my case, the Beatles and Yes, stuff like that. So I would just like somebody, I guess, people to get the same, the same feel and excitement and from our music that I got from the music I loved, I guess, and to make an impression.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'd like people to be able to take away a good memory. Like, I hope they listen to our music when they're doing something fun or they're going through something, and then they can look back at what they listened to from Engage and say, I've got all these memories attached to it. I'm hoping that that'll happen for them because that's certainly what happened for me growing up, and even into all my years. I've got my favorite tunes that I got my driving tunes, that I have to be careful because I might start speeding because I forget what I'm doing because I'm enjoying it so much. And then there's other songs that that take you back to that time. So that's what I hope people take away from the music, and I hope that they find it valuable somehow to them personally.
Create some nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. How would you describe your sound to the average listener? Oh, that's hard.
Wow.
I'll start while Rick's thinking because he'll come up with a better one than me.
I'll just add to something you say.
So I keep kicking the camera. I think I would describe it as contemporary at the same time. You're going to hear flavors of sounds from the late 60s rock bands, the 70s. You're going to hear folk flavors to it, and you're going to hear like the, I guess they call it outlaw country, but I grew up on what they call country rock. So you're going to hear that kind of flavor through it, your prog rock. So we're very unique. We have a hard time answering this question because we really don't fit in any one particular genre. We don't want to. We call ourselves genre smashers.
That's good.
Do you got anything to add to that?
No, I liked everything you said.
Oh, okay.
We just play a variety because we want to accommodate everybody in the band. So
yes.
So I'm into prog rock a little more rock, and Carl into folk and country type stuff. Our bass player's in Vernon McDaigle. He's come from country kind of thing.
Yep.
Greg Mansfield, our drummer, he's into the basic old rock stuff. So we want to play everything so we can accommodate everybody. And
absolutely, and I think that's what gives us our sound too, is just because there's so many different influences. I mean, some of the songs like Rick's written in like New Experience. Like, where do you put that? It's got like a Broadway feel to it. It's got a prog feel to it. So it's really hard to just pinpoint exactly where we are on the stream. And who are the 3 bands you'd like to tour with? Mine are all gone.
Well, mine are still kicking around some, I guess. I suppose Yes, it'd be nice to tour with Yes,
I'll go.
even though they're getting older. And love to tour, love to open up for somebody like Peter Gabriel or Steve Hackett. We seen Steve Hackett 6-7 months ago. It was
Yeah.
just amazing.
Blew us away.
I'd love to have played, opened up for him during that concert.
Yeah, there's a good idea.
But anybody really too, But
Anybody
those are
that'll have us.
Those are kind of some of my favorites. Yeah, anybody that'll have us. Yeah.
Me, I think that the only one that's still alive or together as a group, I would have to say for me it would be Steve Earle. I would love to open up for Steve Earle. I love him. He's a huge influence to my songwriting, and Vernon's too. So yeah, I would have to choose Steve. We seen him too a couple of years ago here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. So it's pretty good.
You only said one, though.
I know, because they're not here anymore. Like Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings,
suppose, yeah,
April
okay.
Wine is not the same as it was. I still love them, but it's like, oh,
No Miles, but,
No,
but
yeah.
they're still cooking along.
maybe
No,
Burton Cummings.
I suppose Doobie Brothers, I wouldn't mind opening up for them or something too.
Yeah.
Probably more appropriate than the prog rock
Or
stuff.
yeah, Burton Cummings would be one for me.
Okay, carry on.
Okay. Oh boy, here's a long one. What are your thoughts on AI generated music? I'll let you go first because I know you're going to be short and sweet about this one.
Yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with anybody writing music. I think if it's a novelty, like like a karaoke where somebody that doesn't sing that much, or somebody that wants to write a song, write some lyrics, and then poke in the AI as a little gift for their father or grandfather, something like that. I have no problem with that. But the people using AI, writing lyrics and using AI to do all the music and then claim they wrote the song, I don't like that. I don't respect that.
No, it's a matter of respect too. And we got to remember where AI comes from. It's taken from every musician that has anything out there on a platform. So it actually learns from us. So it's kind of ripping off us artists that have worked so hard for the craft. So I agree with Rick. I said, like, if you want to use it like, a birthday gift, or if you're just, you're not, but don't try to sell it seriously. We want to hear you. We don't want to hear your lyrics based on AI. That's just, that's just copying other people's work. It's not great to do. It's
that
not.
being said, for art stuff, for
Yep.
album covers, for write-ups, for stuff like that, or finding information, I think AI is wonderful that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense to put it in the creative process because, like Carla
It's
pointed
tricky.
out, it's all over the world.
It's
It
tricky.
draws from all over the world, which is really the definition of unoriginal. So
Yeah, exactly. And like, we're both members of SOCAN, and that's our professional body here in Canada. And one of the things that they pointed out really well was, if it is going to learn from us, then we need to be compensated for it. Because all of us that have recorded and put big money into it, it's not cheap. So we've all put big money into it. We need to be compensated for it. So that's our take on AI. Not against it, but we just think there's a place for it, and it should be,
Absolutely.
we should be respected as artists.
yeah.
Okay, what's your take on the current state of rock and country as a whole? Not necessarily in Canada, just as a whole. What are they doing?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think I'm a bit out of touch with.
I am
with
too.
what's going on musically in the world.
I stopped listening to, I listen to Spotify, I'll listen to YouTube, and I'll listen to unknown artists like indie, and my gosh, they're good. All of them are wonderful. Because I had a radio station at one time, so I really like that. Listening to these guys, they're beautiful, beautiful musicians and writers. As far as the mainstream goes, I don't know. We had a great time in the 90s with some of the rock that was coming out in Canada, and it disappeared. So I think the industry is still trying to find its way. It's trying to figure out where it belongs, because most people, like myself, I grew up mostly in the 80s, and we liked a variety. We liked our country, we liked our rock. And I think most people are like that now. So you can't really put a rock person against a country person anymore and say which is better. We like what we like.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very difficult for the mainstream industry to try to figure that out. Like, where do we put anything? And I think that's why independent is the way to go right now. And there's a lot happening for the independent artists. So,
yeah, there seems to be stuff going there. And
Yeah.
some interesting things. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, nobody's expecting to get rich, but we want to do what we want to do. We want to love doing it, be able to make enough money. We could go out and do it again.
And spread the love.
Spread the love. What's your take on? Oh, we got that one. What is the current local music scene like in Canada? Well, we can't speak for all of Canada because it's a big country, but we could speak for our own local area, which is basically New Brunswick and parts of Nova Scotia, which is where we can get to.
Yeah.
Did you want to comment first?
Yeah, I don't know really what to say about that either. I mean,
I got lots to say.
Other than what we're doing, I don't pay a whole lot of attention actually, unless except what we're doing, and I know the local scene.
That's another difficult question because right now, when this question's being asked, we are going through some really difficult times here in Canada, and the money's getting tight.
And Carla deals with our marketing and our promotions and stuff, so she's a better hand on the pulse of what's going on musically. And
it's still a lot of wonderful musicians around here. There's still stuff going on.
Yeah.
Don't expect to get paid a heck of a lot because you can only go with what the market, it demands. And you could be really good or really bad, but it's out there. There's not a lot going on for dances. We're finding that there's still some, mostly your legions. It's hard to do a show because a lot of people aren't interested in original music in this part of the country.
It's rough, this part.
We notice too, like if you're listening to independent radio, I have a system where I can find out where we're being listened to throughout the world, and barely any in Canada. We're probably right at the bottom for people listening in Canada. So it's difficult. So we don't get a chance to play our own original material a whole lot. The festival scene's still going, but there's a lot of venues hurting. And we just had 2 gigs canceled this week just because they closed down. They can't make a go of it. So but we've been through hard times before, and we've seen people be resilient and come back. And you just got to be creative in the midst of not expect venues to do it for you. You got to be creative and figure out a way to monetize yourself or to get out there and let people enjoy your music.
And locally, it's been like that for quite some
few
time.
years. Yeah. COVID it happened, and that knocked probably a lot of people out, because even in Ontario I can't get us booked where we used to get booked because they don't exist anymore. So but I figure there'll be new things coming up because people are creative and they like to get their music going.
Yep.
What is your take on the royalties that streaming services pay out to artists? Crap. It's not fair. I understand because I've been in business myself for a few years. I understand they're taking the highest risk because they got the platforms. They're doing the licensing. They've got the highest risk. I understand that, but I don't think they need to be paying us as low as they are. That's troublesome, and they could be doing a little bit more. It's really hard to collect your royalties. Because one of the big things that they don't tell you is your work number is more important than your ISRC number. So, and nobody asks for it. So where are you going to put it? So as far as it goes, I think they could afford to probably bump it up a little bit here now, because a lot of artists aren't selling 54 million copies a year.
Yeah.
Like people like us, we're lucky to get 24,000 listening to a stream in the month. And then we have to, promote that, so that costs us money, so we really don't make any. So a few cents on the dollar. I think they could raise it up a little bit. We used to actually make more just 7 or 8 years ago. We made more, like Apple would sell it, and other streaming places would sell it, so you could sell the album right there. So we've lost that ability.
There is perspective where you're recording something and they're playing it somewhere and they're giving you money while you're sitting in your house writing another song or whatever. So that sort of sounds pretty cool, where but they don't give you much, but still to give you anything at all. So
it's still nice to see.
Yeah.
Everybody makes fun of their royalty checks, but
so from that opposite perspective, it's kind of cool.
And the other thing is too that people don't realize, it's not just songwriting royalties. You get mechanical royalties, you get airplay. There's a lot of royalties that you can be collecting, and most artists don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What's next for Engage? you want to tell them?
We're working on another album again.
Yeah.
Got a lot of songs partially written, and
Yeah.
and so we're working at that again. We started that as soon as we released this last album. So,
Yes.
so we're just going to continue doing that, and
We'll play around here, you know. If we ever get a wonderful tour somewhere in Europe or whatever, like, yay. But I can't see that happening anywhere too soon, but you never know. We're open to it. One of our guys, like Rick said, he's still got his day job, and I might have a day job before long, you never know. But this is what we're doing right now. We're just keep recording, keep promoting,
yeah, keep doing what we're doing, and
loving what we're doing.
hopefully pick a fan up here and a little fan up here,
Exactly.
an animal here, animal fan.
We've got chickens in the yard now. It's great. Any shout outs? Yes. Who do you want to shout out?
Sandra Chacun.
See, he can say it better than me. Sandra de la Parra.
Our promoter in Texas. Wonderful human being.
Yes, she is.
She does so much for us.
So I want to shout Sandra out. She's been with us a long time, and
Yes,
she is
right from the
loyal,
beginning,
and
right-
we're loyal back.
Right from the beginning, yeah.
And we have CJC Promotions in Scotland now that's doing radio promotions.
It is now radio.
It is now radio. Oh, yeah, tell them. Yeah.
No, I can't say this.
I'll tell him. He got Vocal Artist of the Year for It Is Now Radio in the UK. Fans voted for him. Way to go, Rick Bartlett. So he got his award. Whoa! Hi. He got his award the other day in the mail. I know. I'm always kicking that thing. Keep it live. So we want to thank them because they've supported us a
they're awesome.
lot.
Yeah.
And we want to thank all the radio stations. There's too many to name, but all of them all across the world. Thank you so very much. CJC Promotions in Scotland, Whiskey and Cigarettes. Oh my gosh, I'm going to forget everybody. I didn't put their names down. I should have. We have Oliver down in the States, Andrew Oliver. We have Eric Alper here in Canada. We have Obsidian Promotions, PR, in the UK as well. If I'm forgetting you, just reach through and just squeeze a little bit. Who else do we have? Most importantly, we have Jim Zolis. Yes, Jim is awesome. He's our audio person, so he does all our mixing and mastering. We send him the tracks. I do the sound engineering, and he's so helpful to help, telling me what I needed to do and stuff like this. Because I never done it before, so I was just for myself, but I wasn't planning to put anything out. So, and we want to thank the New Brunswick Country Music Hall of Fame. They inducted me this year in 2026. So thank you to all of those folks there for nominating me. We want to thank the ISSAs.
Yes.
I'm now rep for the ISSAs. They're a wonderful group.
Manny.
And we want to thank the Josie Awards as well, because they nominated us last year for Mirage. And now we have another wonderful group that is part of our team, and that's From the Depths Entertainment down in Pennsylvania, who we're doing this video for. So we want to thank you for believing in us so that we could get our name out there a little bit better. And I'm sure there's more people that we could thank, but
We want to thank Vernon Daigle and Greg Mansfield,
big time.
the other half of the band.
Greg's man cave, his garage is where we practice. And Vernon keeps us straight, even though he dangles a capo in front of me all the time. Or if I'm bent down near a speaker, he'll get his bass to do some feedback. So I'm thinking the whole system's going to blow up. So he's the practical joker there. And he's great at video. Go check him out, d.bass326 on YouTube. And he's on TikTok too. And he does a lot of things on there. You'll love it. I enjoy it.
Tongue-in-cheek stuff.
Tongue-in-cheek. And he does a few songs too that he plays guitar too. He's not just playing. And Greg, he's playing harmonica. Someday we're going to have Greg on the drums and the harmonica and singing. So we're a multi-instrumentalist group. And we want to thank everybody for voting for us this year in the ISSAs and doing when we ask you guys to do. But follow us on Facebook. Get our follows up, because we can't seem to get anybody to like and follow the page, but they're still there talking to us. So we'd love that if you could do that. And at Celtic Blues for our YouTube channel. because we're going to start growing that a little bit more too. And we're on TikTok as Engage 7 and 9. We were named after Star Trek. I know there's a lot of Engages out there, but if you can't find us, check out Carla Bonnell or Rick Bartlett and put Engage in there, and then it'll come up because it is attached to both of our names.
And the website is engageMakeItSo.com.
.com.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.